What? My guest today is one of my favorites from the past 100 episodes, and I'm so glad that he's graciously come back to talk sci-fi with us. Please welcome producer of the Orville, Tom Constantino.
Oh, thanks for having me. Sorry, I'm looking like I just got out of bed, even though I didn't.
Oh, that's great. I mean, my hair needs my hair needs cutting and everything too. So
Quarantine edition, right?
yeah, unfortunately, I haven't had the quarantine. I'm an essential worker at Walmart. So,
Oh God, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so you've been in, huh?
Yes. Yeah. The protocol to get into my work is busy. I gotta go in. I got to temperature check. I answer questions. I mean, it is
Uh,
dangerous.
Reduced capacity in the whole thing, or
We were going at reduced capacity for a while. It was they reduced the store to I think a third, which is like 600 people can be in at once. We never have 600 people.
no? Oh yeah, of
No,
course.
not at our store. Lately, they've gone away with that, but they'll probably snap that right back, especially this month because we have all our Black Friday stuff. So they're gonna
Oh yeah, I
reintroduce that.
keep forgetting it's November.
Yep. So how's everything else gone for this year for you?
Aside from the world quasi coming to an end, no, I won't make jokes. I mean, I'm just, everyone on my end's healthy and, just trying to live in this new homeschooling, Zooming,
Mhm.
not being at, not having normalcy kind of thing. So,
Well, that's good. And you've been away from fires this year because last year
oh,
we had fires
yes.
around.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. I actually, did we interview when it was like literally on fire? Like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
it
remember
was.
that. Yeah, no, it just smells like smoke outside all the time. But I mean, I've had friends who've had to evacuate, and
Mhm.
it's the AQI is the average of 50 points higher this year every day.
Ooh,
Sunny
yeah,
California.
yeah. All right. Well, I know there's not much you can tell me about the Orville. Is there anything? Just a little hint? Nothing?
Uh, I blessed. The thing I could say is I think hopefully things will be back on track very soon.
Excellent, excellent.
For shooting. Yeah, no, it's nothing's official, but hopefully everyone can rest easy with
Well,
good
good,
safety protocols in place. So yeah, so hope there. I think there's good news coming down the pike. I would say
good.
I would say more than cautiously optimistic.
Excellent, excellent.
All right.
Now, of course, I brought you here to talk about sci-fi in general.
Yeah.
What have you been watching?
What have I been watching? You mean in terms of sci-fi as of late?
Yeah, sci-fi, geeky
Oh, it's
things.
funny. Well, it's funny because I've sort of been taking a little break from sci-fi. I still obviously have to watch The
Mhm.
Mandalorian season 2. What have I sat down and watched all of Rogue One the other day, just out of nowhere. I just was on, and so I did that. But I've been doing things like I watched The Vow,
Ah,
which is about the Nixian
mhm.
cult.
Yeah.
I'm late to the game, but the show alone, the survival. I don't know if there's like a cult survival theme going on, but I watched that as well. I have to catch up on Lost in Space because I've
Mhm.
been dying to check that out. Um, but yeah, there hasn't been too much of sci-fi. I mean, honestly, I end up watching old clips of Wrath of Khan on the YouTube. It's sort of, yeah. I go to the comfort food right away. There's been some TNG on BBC that that's on, and I'm watching the whole episode. That's
Well,
kind of where I'm at.
have you been watching any of the new Star Trek shows lately?
Oh, I have watched a little bit. I have to catch up with the new Discovery season.
Mhm.
I finally watched Picard. Obviously I loved it. It's hard for me because as a person making space TV, I have
Mhm.
feelings, and as a strict fan, I can't just, I don't feel like I have the privilege to just, love or dump something. It's a whole different experience for me. But no, I will watch it eventually. But I mean, like I was just late, like Picard finished, and then 2 months later I watched.
Mhm.
It's just the way my life runs. But obviously it was great.
Mhm.
I'm very much for comfort food. So the best part of Picard was obviously seeing Frakes and Nimzadi show up with,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
like that's the kind of stuff that just gets me going, and Jerry Ryan and all that stuff. So, you know.
So, if CBS and Viacom showed up at your door and said, "Pitch me a new Star Trek show," do you have any idea what you would want to pitch?
Oh my God, that's a good question. What would I want to pitch? I would go call Michael Dorn, and he'd be like, "Who the hell are you?" And I would do the Worf series.
Ooh,
I would watch that all day long. I don't need to make up. I would do a Worf series, and I would do anything. Obviously seeing Janeway back, I would love to. I'd watch her read the phone book. So those would be the two. I would need to think about if I wanted to do something original, but yeah, I would be very much into the Worf series. I just think that that's a lot of mileage, and obviously, you know, George Takei's too. You know, I would have loved the Sulu series. That would have been the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say, randomly, I went down a deep rabbit hole about I can't remember the name of the episode from Voyager where they had to reshoot. They redid the whole Praxis explosion. I went down that rabbit hole for a while, you know, comparing the shots and doing that. Like, that's what I do. I look like side-by-side comparisons. Like, I end up watching old, you know, for no reason, I'll watch the old VFX, you know, comparison from the original series 1 to the updated ones that Kuda and those gang did. That's how I spend my time.
Oh yeah.
It's pathetic.
Well, on totally different topic, but dealing with the character of Worf, who'd win in a fight between Bortus and Worf?
Oh, with weapons or without?
Let's go without.
I think Bortus, because Mocklins are very strong and Peter's a real big guy. If there were bathless or guns, I mean, you know, Peter's got good aim, but Worf with a sword, I would be scared of. So that would be my. I think you couldn't just run the table.
Yeah, I see your point there. Now, speaking of, you know, other sci-fi, you know, The Mandalorian has those virtual sets. What could you use those virtual sets for?
Well, we did, actually. We had it for our view screen in season 1. Matter of fact, and it was John, I believe, who had the idea along with another producer, Jason Clark. And it wasn't because it locked us in too early. We ended up going to green screen because we had more flexibility. But basically, our huge view screen was basically what The Mandalorian did, and obviously The Mandalorian expanded it. It's more 360. So if we were to have it back, I'm sure there's a couple of planets. Be great for the simulator room.
Yep.
But you know, we a lot of us takes place in the ship. You know, we're like a fundamentally different show. We go to planets sometimes, and you know, we usually find a location. So it's a different methodology, but you know, we experience it. I mean, the way they've used it is great, obviously, you know, and you know, the other time I ever thought that's worked was like once again Rogue One, where they used it for the cockpit stuff. But yeah, that's what I would say. I would probably use it for the simulator room if we could.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And you know, they're Disney or
it's stupid. They're bright as hell.
Yep.
I mean, you know, they have their issues. This is a lot of technical, but there's a lot of tears and a lot of technical issues with them. They're really great for interactive lighting, you know, and landscapes. As a view screen, having finished battle shots, it was not always practical.
Now, when you're watching shows like The Mandalorian, do you think about, ooh, how did they do that? Or
yes, all the time. And sometimes I know how they did it because we're doing it or they're doing. Yeah, I mean, yes, but I'm always, there's always it's always fun to see what other people are coming up with. But then sometimes I just get stressed out. Let me turn down. Someone's on my Avid here. I just you know, because it just reminds me of not sleeping and working 100 hours a week. So, but no, there's some pretty, not just The Mandalorian. I mean, they do some great stuff, but you know, even on some great things on Discovery, and you know, even like I'm a big fan of shows that you need to do the real hidden visual effects. You know, set extensions and you know, creating worlds that they did through virtual production versus going out and shooting it. So that stuff gets me too.
Yeah. Now, with I was thinking the other day, with shows having smaller and smaller episode counts per season,
Yeah.
is 100 episodes really an achievable milestone for most shows anymore?
No. Yes, but you have to think about if you're 10 or 8 or 12 episodes, you got to go 7, 8, 9, 10 seasons. And at a certain point, everything's at a quasi feature level now. I mean, the Marvel shows are feature level, and everybody's achieved, there's probably 25, 30 shows of this scale and magnitude. It's, I know people complain about the 22 episode thing. We would literally die. It's just too much. So I don't know if it's achievable. I mean, if you're a comedy or something, maybe, but even like HBO, they run 13 eps. You can't go, more. You start getting beyond 6, 7 seasons, you just run out of steam.
Yeah, you look at shows like The Next Generation and they had a lot of good shows, but they had a lot of filler shows.
Yeah.
To stretch out the season. So in
well,
other
less
words,
coverage, less effects.
Yeah.
Different methodology. They were great shows, but it's it's the demand is now. I mean, everything gets scrutinized. I mean, which is great because it keeps you on your toes, but it keeps you on your toes.
Yep. And here's a thought: should sci-fi shows have a message and a moral to them? Because some of the shows that nowadays, it's just kind of more action than anything else.
I mean, I'm part of the optimistic sci-fi crowd. Like, if I want to go, like, I don't like the two mixing. Like, I like my Battlestar Galacticas and I like my Star Treks. I like the optimistic, happy, fun stuff. And then when I want to go dark, I want to go dark. I have trouble mixing the two. But like I said, I'm an old man. It's old school. So do I think it needs to have a message? No. Does it help? Yeah. I mean, I think it adds some layering storytelling to the complexity of it all, but not necessarily, different strokes for different folks, I guess. You know what I mean? different. It's, I don't bemoan somebody loving something that I don't. I mean, there's only a few things that I have true haterade for, which you can ask me another time because that's the thing about it. But anyway, long story. That was a long answer, but I think a message helps, but isn't necessarily the key. Like, I'll take Cobra Kai, for example. Like, that show's got heart, and that's why it works. It's not just seeing the characters again. If it was just all Johnny and, Ralph Macchio fighting or stuff, it wouldn't have it. But it's all the heart that's layered underneath. And I feel like your sci-fi needs that as well.
Now, thinking about crews and sci-fi and everything, who would win in a battle between the Orville crew and the Next Generation crew?
Oh my God! Don't make me answer that. That worked for them. Orville's scrappy, but I don't know. I think the Enterprise D would probably cut right through the damn thing. I am not impartial. I can't. Yeah. Although Ed has been acquitted himself quite a good captain, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't actually know. Funny enough, I had to really think. I don't know the answer. Orville's got some tricks up her sleeve, but I can't go against my Next Generation crew. You're wounding me.
By the way, how's Seth have all this time? I mean, he just recently announced that he and Danny McBride were doing a revival of Smoking the Bandit. He's doing these jazz concerts on Instagram, the Orville, the animated shows. How is he human?
I question that sometimes. I think he's superhuman. No, he's a smart. He's a super smart guy and likes to keep active. And I know he loves the show, so obviously that's one of his priorities. But he's a man of, I always joke on Twitter. I said multi-hyphenate, but he really is. So yeah, no, he's I learn a lot from him every day from a production standpoint, and he tends to think 3 or 4 moves ahead, and sometimes you can keep up with him, and sometimes you're arguing the move number 2, but he's actually move number 5, and then you catch up with him and go, oh, I see what you were doing there. That made complete sense. You were just way ahead of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And finally, what are you looking forward to on the horizon? In 2021, what are you looking forward to?
Going to a restaurant again, hopefully. Being the new normal And hopefully finishing up production of season 3 of the show so people can finally see it.
Yes.
But no, just a little more peace in the world and health for everybody. I can't be trivial about that. It would be nice to. It's been a long road so far for everyone, I believe, on planet Earth.
It's been a long road getting from there to here.
Yeah, and we're not even there. We're still in the here.
All right. Well, I know you have other things to do, and I have podcasts to record today as well. So, yep. Thank you very much for joining me today.
Sorry again about the T-shirt, the 911. Like I'm just like a train wreck, but I appreciate you having me. It's always fun talking to you.
That's okay, Tom Constantino. I wish you the best of luck, the best of health.
Thank you. You too.
Stay safe, and